Thanks, Chief.
Don't call me Chief.
Yes, Chief.
Don't call me Chief.
Just a minute, Jimmy.
I'll phone you when I get out there this evening, Chief.
And don't call me Chief. Have you got any ideas, Chief? You're supposed to be a reporter. You get the ideas, and don't call me Chief.
Sure good to see you again, Chief.
Don't call me Chief.
Gosh, Chief.
Don't call me... Well, all right, James. This is one time you may call me Chief.
Okay, there we go. Lovely stuff. Ben is here. How are you, Ben?
Not too bad.
You're all right, yeah?
Yeah, can't complain.
Yeah. You got a very, like, Peter Jackson vibe or something, do you know what I mean?
The guy who
Pedophile
made...
Jackson.
What? What?
Pedo Jackson.
Pedo Jackson. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
you do
I
have a
always get
sex
that.
offender sort of...
I get
vibe
that
as well.
a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that is the default kind of roast, you know.
That's for any man. You can make that roast for any
Yeah.
single
but
man.
any white man. Like, that's, I think diversity is important in roast battle.
Yeah.
Because if you just have two white men,
Yeah.
it's basically just a race to who's going to say pedo first. Right?
Mhm.
You just want to go pedo early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas you want different races in there, so it's a race to make
Yeah.
a race joke.
It's a
Yeah.
exactly, yeah. It gives,
The
it
race
gives
to
you
the
the
race
opposite-
jokes.
Yeah.
Different races, different
Yeah.
genders.
Whoa,
hopefully
let's
Oh, easy.
easy
some
there,
kind of horrific
easy.
stability.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I get that a lot. But I did. Yeah, I can't really shake that. I mean, I'm not talking about allegations. I can't shake the image.
Yeah.
But what I'm going for now is more like a rich paedophile look.
Yeah.
Like
you
I've-
got rich on, like, with Bitcoin or something.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I've come from the.
Yeah.
I'm wearing shorts because I come from the gym, but I'm going for, like, you know, I think I might get one of those Canada Goose coats that Epstein used to wear,
Yes.
and just kind of try and give the impression that I've got an island.
Okay.
You know, that I could take.
Hence the
you
shorts.
A good time, exactly. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
more like a fun poolside pedo.
A poolside
Right.
pedo,
Yeah.
yeah, that's good, man. Handing out floaties.
But
But the glasses don't do you any favours either. They're just very sort of... I shouldn't have started the podcast by shitting on your appearance, but they're very, like, Jeffrey
Fucking ambush.
Dahmer, sort of...
Yeah, I mean, I had another pair of glasses that I
Mm.
thought were cool, and then that Batman film came out, and
with
the
the
Riddler,
Riddler.
had
Mm.
the exact same pair. So I thought, oh, that's a cool, kind of cool.
The diddler.
I don't know.
Oh, you beat me to
Yeah,
it.
watch your foot there, Ben.
There you go. I'll get a kind of cool, like, you know, Mark Maron type vibe going. But
Yeah.
yeah, I guess it's still Peter. I think it's just because they're on me. Whatever
Yeah.
glasses. But when I did Hayton Live, right, they let me on Hayton Live, which is...
What's that?
Darius Davis has this show that was in Edinburgh,
Okay.
and it's quite a good show. Basically, it's comics just talking about things they hate.
Yeah.
So the audience give you... They feed you...
I couldn't do that show.
It's things... It's not necessarily people... Well, the thing that would save you, right, is that the audience feeds you
Yeah.
what you hate, so your real opinions would be masked, you know.
Oh, you know,
Right.
he's gonna eat a black guy on stage.
But the audience, yeah, they just make slips. The audience
Someone's
just,
going to force me to eat a pussy.
that could be on the slip. The audience writes stuff down. And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, it can be like, why you hate eating pussy. It's well, you've just got to go with whatever they feed you.
Okay.
But also the intro part,
Mm.
they decide what the first prompt is. So you have to go onto the stage.
Yeah.
And you know it's mainly pros on it. Right? I shouldn't have been there. When I got there, Darius was like, "Oh, we're taking a big chance on you, Ben. So don't be shit," which like really put me in a confident frame of mind.
Was it a black show? No. Oh, no, Darius. Sorry, I thought Darius Davis was black. So
No,
he's
no,
not.
he's
Persian.
Persian, yeah.
Very
Yeah,
funny
that
guy.
was a
yeah.
perfect Darius Davis impression, but
Right,
I
yeah,
guess,
yeah.
you know, I guess it didn't come across on audio or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, it's like it's just like he's Iranian, right?
He's a very funny guy. Yeah.
He's funny, right?
Yeah.
And it's just other different pro comics on the lineup.
Yeah.
But then, so that's my kind of intro to the coming there. But then when they bring you on stage, you have to say, "My name is Ben Henley, and I hate," and they give you some prompt that you don't know what it's going to be.
Right.
So he gave me. So I come on stage. My name is Ben Henley, and I hate
The age of consent.
looking like a paedophile, looking like a pedo.
Yeah.
Right? which is like, okay, I'm thinking, well, how do I deal with this? Luckily, I've had plenty of practice being called a paedophile.
Yeah.
The last 5 years.
It probably makes it hard to be a paedophile when you look like one so much.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's
Like
legit-
even kids are like, hey, I don't know. about this guy.
Pedophiles should be making more of an effort to blend in. And
Yeah,
not look
yeah.
like
I think you've got to go
pedophiles.
one of two ways. You've either got to be respectable,
Mm.
or you've got to go the Jimmy Savile route of being so
hiding in
weird
plain
looking.
sight.
So overtly.
There's no
pedo-y.
way he would dress like that. There's no way he'd wear tracksuit bottoms all the time
Yeah.
if he was up to no good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Were they like tearaway pants?
Yeah. Probably.
It was because it was easier to, do stuff quickly.
Yeah.
Is
Tear
it
away
true that-
diamonds.
did he used to fuck the dead bodies in the hospital or something? I
Yeah,
heard that.
yeah, that's confirmed by the.
So he's really going for two ends of the spectrum there.
Oh yeah, like
He's like the new
children.
Yeah, yeah,
And then dead people.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if he got his hands on any babies, but I'm sure he tried.
I mean, of
Yeah.
course he did.
Yeah.
I guess the thing is just like power, right? It's like
Yeah.
anyone who had power over kids.
Well, anyone can have power over a dead
corpse.
body.
Well, you can. I mean, you got ultimate power with the dead body. You can apparently he took glass eyes from some of the corpses as trophies. They found that he'd taken.
Oh,
And
did
just
he,
made
did he,
anal
he
beads
put him
out
in
of
his
them.
ass? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, did you ever have a close look at his rings? I guess maybe
Yeah.
they were sat in there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy, we
He's
found
the-
one of your rings in one of the dead body's assholes.
So you
How did
found
that
we
get in
found this
there?
lady's wedding ring on your cock.
We found your ring in their ring. So anyway, you're loving, what's it called? Hating life.
Hating Live, right?
Okay.
So I've got this amazing intro. Already my status couldn't be lower.
Yeah.
And then the bottom of the cord falls out the mic,
Yeah.
right? Which I didn't. I swear I didn't do anything. I didn't
Yeah.
press the button.
That's
but
like
it's just
the-
loose.
That's
right?
the comedian equivalent of like going soft. You know what I mean? Like it's when you do that, it's
Yeah.
just like, oh.
Yeah.
It was not good. So then he's like, and so as I'm struggling to get the mic back together, he's like looking like a pedo and acting like one, right?
Right.
So I'm like completely fucked, and then I like get it back in. I managed to say something vaguely funny.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was like, I thought, fuck, this couldn't have started worse.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, I managed to redeem myself by like brutally roasting this. They have a thing where you bring someone from the audience up
Yeah.
and have to roast them.
Mhm.
And they got like a teenage girl, and I said she looked like she had cancer. I said I looked like she looked like a cancer patient
Yeah.
who'd lost a brave struggle with cancer. Although, to be honest, she doesn't look that brave.
Yeah.
Something like that, because she was like wearing like a headscarf.
Right. Okay.
So that was the kind.
Then.
That was
Yeah.
the kind of show that. you
Yeah.
know,
Hating
it
live.
is, yeah.
Yeah, like last night I was telling when you talk about the mic thing, I was doing the British Comedian of the Year.
Oh, how did that go?
Brutal. Yeah, I was like setting up a joke that's quite precarious, and then I just heard like, ba-ding, 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 ba-ding. It's just some woman in the front row, and she had an alarm going off on her phone. And I was like, it's 10 o'clock. Like, what could you have an alarm set for?
Oh, it was an alarm. It wasn't
10
even a phone
o'clock.
call.
Yeah, and then it just kept, and she was like fumbling through her thing, and then I tried to ignore it because like sometimes the rest of the audience mightn't hear it, and you don't want to fucking disrupt the show.
Yeah.
So then I just kept, I was like, do you want to take that, whatever? And she's like, I'm sorry, I can't. And like I just try to skip, but what you want to do is absolutely lose it. Like you want to like,
Oh,
this is a
yeah.
fucking competition.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a competition,
You've
and
just
your
fucked my
phone.
set.
You've just fucked me.
Yeah.
And I know it's like, yeah, a better comedian probably could have made like won it based off of this, gone through based off of riffing off of that. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Because
When-
audiences love that, but I just wanted to go nuclear.
But
Like,
if you're in the
Yeah.
middle of a set,
Yeah.
I think it was like Pierre Novelli was talking about on his podcast. He'd had the same thing where some woman took a phone call,
oh,
Oh, yeah.
right?
I've
And the
gone
crowd were like pissed off with her.
mm-hmm.
But his line was like, well, look, to be fair, you got to make allowances for her
Mm-hmm.
because you've obviously been raised by loving families and parents, but she's grown up in the forest like the hog she is, or something like that.
Woo!
Like just really brutally roasted. Which
Yeah.
I've tried when some of the people have been talking and stuff.
Yeah.
I've tried to do that,
Yeah.
and sometimes, like then you're the bad guy.
Yeah.
Even if
Yeah.
they're annoying,
Yeah.
it can go wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah. So did you get through?
No, I didn't know.
fuck.
I was there was these two
That's
people
so
doing.
annoying.
I need to have like a stock line ready to go if a woman's phone goes off.
Yeah,
again.
for sure.
Just
Why-
like,
why
who
is
let
that
you out of the
woman-
house, cunt?
I had
Something like
Why
that.
is it a
Something
woman?
subtle, you know.
What is a woman's phone? Like, what if do men never do that?
No, men know better.
I,
Yeah, men know better. Men have been trained. But the
They're with tech.
Yes, but yeah, there was these two. I was telling Hamish, there's these people doing. It was a sketch group, 2 acts, just fucking bombed for 10 minutes doing doing sketches and the whole lot. There was a retarded woman in the audience. I swear to God, I just thought she was drunk or something, but I was like, oh no, she's retarded, because she was just like, me and Ollie Fox were looking at her, and she was like this, just fucking looking around. And like, oh right, she's gone in the brain. Her carers probably wanted a night out or whatever. But
doesn't care.
Just dumped her hair in there.
Yeah, just dump her at a fucking. I hope she didn't get a vote. Probably voted for the lights or something. Do you know what I mean? But she voted for Trump. But they were just bombing, and then one of the comics was just like, "This is a complete waste of everyone's time." And all the comics started laughing so much that.
Did they thought they're doing well?
Huh?
Could they hear the comics? Would they?
No.
Okay.
Well, we were worried that they could, so everyone's like, "Fucking keep it down."
Yeah.
When you were saying the thing about interrupting, I remember once at Modes, you have a joke about 9/11. Do you remember this?
I have got a few jokes about 9/11.
So you did
have to be more specific.
You did a joke about 9/11, and then some woman was down the back, and she was like, "You did a joke about 9/11," and she was like, "That's not." She heckled you saying that's not funny or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you were like, "What's wrong with that?" And then she was like, "Well, my sister was in 9/11. Do you remember this? No?
Yeah.
And then, and you're like, "Oh my God, is she all right?" And then she's like, "Yeah, she survived." And it's like, "Hey, well, then what's the fucking?" You know what I mean, like, what's the big deal? Like,
I wish, celebrate.
Yeah. And the weird thing was, right? Someone told me, I didn't really see her reaction initially.
Yeah.
Someone was saying that when she said that, her husband or whoever she was with, did a double take. Like, I think she made up.
Yeah, so did they in 9/11.
Yeah, well, it was all holograms. We know that.
It was all holograms. Yeah.
But yeah, that was really weird. And she was like probably Desi, like Indian or Pakistani or something. I wish I'd said, "Oh, your sister was in 9/11. Which side?
Right.
Was she flying the plane or working?
They wouldn't let a woman fly the fucking plane.
Well, no, exactly.
But that would have been funny.
Al Qaeda would never have had the pilots.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a weird one.
Yeah, because her husband was like, no, she wasn't, like, looking at her. But I think she just wanted to say that the joke was offensive.
She knew that, like, you shouldn't joke about 9/11.
Yeah, but you should.
And so, well,
yeah, you have to. Otherwise, the terrorists win.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, yeah,
I think 9/11 has generated more laughter than tears at this point.
That is a great point.
Yeah, like it honestly, it's like the comics were making jokes about it the next day. You know what I mean? Like, it's,
it brought America together. It wasn't the next day. No, it was very controversial. The first time that someone made a joke about it. Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah.
Was that the next day?
So good.
Yeah.
It was very
quite early on.
After.
He was the first one. Everyone was like, I can't believe you would make light of this.
Yeah.
I think 9/11 didn't start being funny for like a month or so. I think it took a while to catch up because it was quite like on 9/11 I was working.
A month is not a while.
But
yeah,
they're still decomposing at that point.
Yeah. They still hadn't found all of the bodies yet.
It wasn't like It wasn't like Playground, Challenger, Shuttle Disaster. Type that quick, but yeah. I mean, I guess you've got to weigh up like how many laughs can you weigh up the death of like 3,000 odd people.
Yeah.
But by now, I mean, that joke I was telling, that was probably a good joke. So I think it was worth it. Al Qaeda did the right thing, is what we're saying.
I think so, but like the point Hamish made there was outstanding. That it's brought more joy than sadness. 9/11.
Yeah,
and you think about all the jokes that have been made, all the people that have laughed at the jokes, all the memes. But I thought about this today that like in a generation's time, actually no, I'm not. Like there'll come a point where the people who survived it will be dead, and then the people who survived it, or the people who died, their kids will also die. So then it'll be like there won't be anyone alive that was like affected by it firsthand.
Yeah, and it won't be funny anymore.
It won't be funny anymore.
Well, I mean, can you even?
Because will the Holocaust get to that point?
Do Zoomers even know what 9/11 was? Right.
Huh?
There was this weird thing on TikTok where
they zoomed into the tower. Anyway, it's fucking stupid.
There was this weird thing on TikTok where a bunch of like, I guess like Gen Z, were finding Al Qaeda's manifesto, like a statement written by Bin Laden, saying, "Oh wow, he's saying like America's bad and they're doing imperialism." And we so agree. Like, I'm not sure if they even knew that he'd done 9/11 as well. They were just excited about his writing, his manifesto.
Who wrote it?
The manifesto of Bin Laden.
Bin Laden, okay.
Right. It was like they found Bin Laden's writing.
Yeah.
And were like, oh, this guy's so slay. Like, read his book. They were like agreeing with it.
Right. He's very slay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he literally. Yeah, 3,000. Yeah, pretty good.
Slay 3,000.
Andre 3000.
On slave.
Osama 3000. Is Andre 3000?
Andre 3000.
Yeah, Andre 3000. He's
nice.
From what's it called?
Outcast.
Outcast. Yeah.
But it was Bin Laden.
Bin Laden's an outcast.
Huh?
Bin Laden was an outcast.
Yeah, he was. Half-cast. Anno Gomez.
If you look at the album cover of Outcast's 2000 release, it's got a picture of the Twin Towers blowing up.
Really?
No.
Oh, you got me there. Oh my god. Yeah, if you look at the cover of that album, there's just one of the guys jumping, the falling man from 9/11. Yeah, but then I remember growing up, there was all these things about like the 9/11 conspiracy, like, that if you folded a dollar bill,
that stuff. Yeah,
it looks like the Twin Towers. And
why would they do that?
If you fold a bill with some pictures of buildings on it, you can make it look like some fucked up building.
I folded a guy called Bill.
But I like the idea that it's like they're planning 9/11 and they're like, oh, we need to get a designer in for the dollar bill. We haven't done the dollar bill yet. We can't do 9/11 before we've done the new dollar bill.
We've got to set, because it's a alternate reality game, you know. So we've got to set all the clues in motion.
Yeah.
So the real fans can see our trail of breadcrumbs that points to the fact that we planned it. Like, I don't see really the logic of that.
Yeah. Why would you want to leave little clues like little Hansel and Gretel fucking? Do you know what I mean? Like,
well, it's like the serial killer who wants to be caught.
Oh, okay.
You know, because it's their genius. They think they're so smart.
Yeah.
George Bush must be furious.
They feel like it's wasted if people don't know how smart they are.
Bush must be furious that he still hasn't been caught. He's still just
who?
Bush must be furious that he still hasn't been caught.
Oh right, yeah.
He's still, just hugging Obama, and no one suspects that. Yeah, he planned the whole thing.
Yeah, he gets off on the because there was someone said the new Pearl Harbor. Have you seen that documentary?
Oh, it's about 9/11,
and it keeps getting taken down off YouTube.
Oh, is it like a denial?
It's about 6 hours long, and you watch it and you're like, oh yeah, it was completely like it was a total inside job. Like, it's undeniable.
Documentaries are so easily
what's the best? Yeah, I mean, like,
skewed into like it's so easy to obfuscate like facts that you don't want to show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like I watched that Graham Hancock documentary, and you're like, holy shit! Like, this is amazing. You think it's like absolutely based on what he's saying
What's
could
the
be true.
documentary about?
It's about how he believes there was a really advanced civilization before the Ice Age.
Right. Okay.
And you're like, wow, yeah. And then you watch a video of one archaeologist debunking it, and you're like, oh, he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Like, he's actually blatantly lying about shit. And
right.
And they point out exactly where he leaves shit out, and you're like, oh yeah, like it's so easy. Documentaries should only be seen as entertainment, really. Like you really.
But this thing seemed like
I know that's
like irrefutable evidence, and it's 6 hours long. So
what was the best point that made you realize it was an inside job?
Dude, I can't remember. My memory is so fucked. I've stopped reading books because I read a book and then I'll put it down and then I'll go to read. Like, and then I'll just be like, what is this book about again? So I don't know. You just have to watch it. But why does it keep getting taken down off YouTube?
You know, 9/11 wasn't an inside job. It was actually 3,000 inside jobs.
There we go. Well, not all of them were inside.
Yeah, they became outside.
yeah, they became outside.
Some of them very briefly got outsourced.
Yeah,
to the cloud.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that documentary? Now, this is a documentary that I'm pretty sure is real.
Israel?
It's called, it's about how they've done nothing wrong and everything's fine. No, there's a documentary called Tickled.
Yeah.
Where
Elmo?
No, it's like there's this mysterious sports league, right? It's the Extreme Tickling League that gets set up, and all these like young jocks get paid to like tickle each other on video, and the whole thing is that this is a new extreme sport. Like, we're cool, we're jocks, and then of course it turns out that it's like a massive pervert has orchestrated the whole thing, and he's paying these dumb jocks to like tickle each other.
Yeah.
Then when they like realize, okay, well, first of all, he puts up them being tickled on video without their permission on the web.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they complain and say, actually, I don't want everyone's making fun of me saying I'm gay for being tickled, then he'd like just massively, he'd had like all these fake personas, these female personas, who would say, don't cross the tickling organization, you're going to get in serious trouble, just shut up and take it, you little bitch. And basically kind of like further humiliate these men. And in this documentary, this guy from New Zealand tracks down this guy and finds all these kind of shell companies and stuff, and they follow him, and they like eventually confront the guy, and then there's and it's like you could there's no
and they tickle him to death. He gets sentenced to 10 years of constant tickling in prison,
and he does have really long bendy arms, and he's bright pink and square. It's crazy.
Nice.
But
inconspicuous.
Yeah, but and then there's a sequel, like there's a half-hour sequel where when they're trying to tour this thing to documentaries festivals, the actual guy, the perp, just shows up and starts like arguing his case. Yeah. And saying, "Oh, you're going to go to jail. Like, I've done nothing wrong." Yeah. Which is fucking insane when they've just demonstrated that he's just like a massive perv. Mm-hmm.
But has he done anything that could get him in jail? Like, what is he?
Well, that's the thing. They had to make the documentary because there's nothing illegal about.
Yeah, I can't remember. I've seen it, but it was so long ago. I can't remember what the legal.
I've seen something about it. I don't know if I watched the full documentary.
I've been tickled myself, but that I don't know.
Yeah. Were you part of the league? How far did you get?
I didn't last.
Because I was in it in the semi-final. This woman's alarm went off in the audience.
And I hope you chewed her out.
I sort of laughed. I lost.
I know I did, and some hack got through.
Right.
Yeah.
But he was just going for the armpits.
Yeah,
He's a real hack.
Oh yeah, the cheap move. But this guy. That's the thing. He hadn't done anything illegal, but the thing is, whenever anyone exposed that he was like doing this, he would like sue them, and nobody would talk to this guy because he'd like inherited a load of money from his dad, who was a banker or something. Yeah, so he had like an infinite bankroll to just make his perverted.
Did he blackmail the men?
I think he was like.
Well, no, it was white guys.
It was white guys mainly. Yeah. I think it was mainly white dudes.
No, it was mainly just that he picked like poor rural areas or like kind of Rust Belt areas where there's no industry left. So the only source of income was tickling. Yeah. So he'd just pick these areas where they had to keep. So that like the other guys were like, hey, don't speak out against this. You're fucking up my tickling job. And then presumably he's at home. Like he's not there in the tickling contest. He's just at home. Reviewing the footage and
jerking off, obviously.
Yeah. Presumably,
he was a homosexual, obviously.
That's the other thing is that in the document in the follow up, he denies. He's like he hates because one of the
is there a tickler too?
Well, in the kind of short follow up film.
Oh, okay, right.
And he's like
he comes.
I'm sure he came a lot.
He's homophobically attacking one of the journalists who made the thing, saying, "Oh, you shouldn't deal with that. Talk with that guy. He's gay." Yeah. He's like having a go at the guy.
He's gay.
Yeah, but like, he's obviously like, but he would obviously deny that. He's done anything wrong. He's just a tickling fan, I guess.
Yeah, I call the area between my asshole and my balls the Rust Belt. I held on to that for.
I was trying to
10 seconds, just anything with rust and belt and whatever. But
it's a very rundown area. It's not what it used to be.
It's not what it used to be.
30 years ago, there's a lot of jobs available.
Yeah, it was gentrified, and then some immigrants moved in, and it's never been the same. But the rent is I wish, but the rent is low now. But I have to watch that again because that was great. That was a fucking fantastic thing. Yeah, I remember Don't Fuck with Cats.
Yeah, that's a great one.
But like, what annoyed me about that is that at the start of that, the girl's like, the number one rule on the internet is don't fuck with cats. Yeah. And it's like, what? No, it's not.
I mean, don't download child porn. That's
probably number one. Yeah. I'll fuck a cat. Do you know what I mean? I would fuck a cat. Like, I don't know where she got that from.
I think she's saying from her perspective, if she sees you fucking with a cat, she's not going to stop until.
Oh, maybe it's her.
It's just her.
People love cats. That one is about this kind of cat crush videos or something, right? Yeah, it's a guy who tortures cats for fun.
He put them in like a vacuum sealed pack thing and then get all the air out of it. It's actually hilarious. But I remember a guy in a school near me when I was a teenager. A video went around of him and he threw his cat in front of a train, and not great. Yeah.
Wow.
Jesus.
Yeah. And then there's a video of some girl getting 8-balled in a park somewhere. And
8-balled?
yeah, so it was like 4 dudes fucking her because there's 8 testicles. You know?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, 8 balls.
Wait, so what's wrong with that?
I don't know. It just went around and then everyone's like, you're a slag. And then
I'm so glad that I grew up with like not having everyone being able to video you
stop it. Yeah.
at every moment.
Yeah.
Like, that is fucked.
I would be dead now. I would have killed myself now because with the shit I did when I was drunk, like just the embarrassment, the nudity, the fucking shit in myself, like I just camera phones, but like even now, like that even on stage, like with because there was I was watching the Michael Richards the N-word
It's
meltdown.
funny that you don't see it that like I mean people could secretly be filming you I guess, but you don't think about that when you're on stage at all. But it could be easily happening. Yeah,
because I just saw a comment underneath the Michael Richards. If anyone hasn't seen it, look it up on YouTube. But someone underneath was like, if this wasn't recorded on a phone, nothing probably would have happened. No. Because then it would have just been
there might have been a story.
Oh, he said the N-word on stage, and it's just like, oh, well, okay, I guess. But because there's a video of him just fucking like...
Yeah.
And now that's been like repurposed. Someone's taken the audio from that and is like using it on memes now.
But, now the scary thing is that they don't have to... Because I agree, right? I've seen quite a lot of acts like would do that as a joke.
George Wheeler.
Probably. I've seen like who's the beloved one with a stutter?
Beloved.
Oh.
He's got a stutter.
Out of Order,
Shit, a comedian.
He's a comedian.
Famous comedian.
He's a storyteller. He's like the comedian's comedian.
Oh, Drew Lynch?
No, he's got a stutter. Anyway, maybe I shouldn't say his name but like I've seen him do like 10 years ago just say the N-word. Like he was like doing a thing where he's trying to
how
rap.
many times did it take him to get it out?
Well, that's the one word he doesn't stutter on.
Weird enough, he was fine. He was fine when he was rapping. Like, it's weird. And then, like, Stuart Lee had a special where he says the N-word.
Really?
Yeah, because he's talking about like the Conservative Party had a slogan.
Yeah.
Where it's like, if you want for a neighbour, like Liberal or Labour.
Yeah.
So he's doing it from a point of view of like, this was bad.
When was that?
But he says the word. Like, 10, 15 years ago when it was people still had this concept of like use, mention, distinction.
You can say it in the context of like...
You're quoting,
No,
Mark
but I mean,
Twain.
when was that?
2017, right? 2017. Louis C.K. special, he says the N-word repeatedly.
Yeah.
Talking about a Mark Sawyer character.
Yeah.
A Mark Twain character from Tom Sawyer.
Yeah.
So it's like there was a point where it wasn't like this evil word of power that like, but now like with AI, have you tried the new kind of generative AI where you just give it like 4 minutes of audio of someone's voice?
Yeah.
And you can make them say whatever you want.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't tried it, but...
Yeah, it's fucking scary.
I would just put in my dad's voice where he could say, I love you or whatever, Well,
because I knew I was coming on this.
Yeah.
I've cloned your voice.
Oh, no. I don't know what you could put into that to generate me saying that I haven't said in real life.
What? No, I can type in. You can type in any sentence and it will say...
All right, go for it.
In your voice, okay?
I forgot that you're big into AI.
I mean, the thing is, right, I didn't do anything clever to make this happen. It's literally just a service. You can just like type stuff in and upload audio. Oh, hang on, sorry.
But the truth, my name is Rob Moriarty. I'm a heterosexual man. I pretend to be gay to get on LGBTQ gigs, but the truth is that I'm a prolific plunderer of children. Not boys, though. I'm not gay or anything.
And he has even American accent.
It's
kind of the end gets
American twang, but he's got.
Did you do me as well?
The end, I couldn't get clean audio of you because I used the
Solo
Patreon,
okay,
solo Patreon. But every time I tried to do it, I did a bunch of different takes.
Yeah.
It starts to go like American or Australian at the end.
Yeah.
So I think maybe it's like sensing Hamish's soul.
Wow.
Somehow.
Maybe,
It's
or maybe I
dragged
think I might have
towards
just
Australia.
blown Hamish, so a bit of his, he was inside me a little
Got
bit.
a bit of his DNA is in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can like I've made like I made the 9/11 episode of Seinfeld.
Oh yeah.
which basically I just took existing footage from existing episodes.
Wait, there's a 9/11 version of Seinfeld? Wait.
No,
you made one.
Yeah,
Oh, gotcha. Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you said I used the 9/11 one.
Yeah.
No, I used footage from the normal clips of the show. So there's like
The towers, Jerry.
Planes,
but,
Jerry.
And somebody had previously written like a really good like spec script for a whole 9/11 episode.
Mm-hmm.
Again, like long after the show finished.
Yeah.
But I just took footage and cloned the voices of the cast, and then just had like I wrote stuff to match whatever footage I had.
Yeah.
And the story is like George got a new job at the World Trade Center. He's pissed off that he's on like floor 3, so he doesn't have a good view.
Right.
To impress women.
Yeah.
And then 9/11 happens, and like George slept in, so he's like calling his boss, trying to pretend that he's still on the 3rd floor, and so he's rushing into the towers to avoid getting found out for being late.
Right.
And you know, you can just make
That's
you can
great.
make whatever. It's for the amount of effort I put into it.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Oh fuck, go check it out.
For the amount of effort I put into it.
How long is it? Is it full episode length?
No, I made it like the highlights reel,
Right.
so it's like 10 minutes or something.
Right.
But yeah, the kind of you've got to do lots of takes with the audio. Sometimes it goes off model. I couldn't get a good Kramer. I couldn't clone Kramer's voice, so I had to hire a Kramer impersonator.
Right.
Which is
How
hard.
many views has this got? Is it going well?
No. I made another fake thing, which was Rick and Morty, a fake Rick and Morty episode.
Right.
When Justin Roiland got in trouble.
They both got in trouble,
Well,
didn't they?
It's fake now because they don't even
Well,
they don't
yeah.
even have the original guys anymore.
Yeah, but at the time when like Roiland got fired,
Yeah.
I mean Dan Harmon got in trouble mildly for like having a crush on a co-worker.
Yeah.
But Roiland was like, like fucking loads of like young fans or something.
Yeah.
And so he got fired. But then at the time
What do young Rick and Morty fans look like? You know what I mean?
well, I'm presuming he's taking the top
The top
1%,
okay.
right?
Yeah.
He's picking them off. The ones.
Yeah.
Do you think he does the
If you
voice
like
when
it.
he comes?
I'm
I'm gonna come now.
I'm gonna come, Marty. Or does he do the old professor
Yeah,
voice?
yeah.
Right.
Well, he used to do both. That was the thing. He used to do both.
Right.
But then they had to like when they fired
Oh,
him.
jeez.
There was
Yeah.
a whole thing where like how are they going to carry on?
Yeah.
And so I had this video where it's like a fake episode. I've cloned the voices.
Yeah.
Then I'm like switching the voices out for like Rick makes a voice changer. So now like Morty's got a girl's voice, whatever.
Yeah.
And that got like 900,000 views.
Nice.
Just because it was probably to do with Rick and Morty.
Right.
And then the Seinfeld one it wasn't worth the effort. But it was something I had in my head, and I was like, I have to
No, it's great.
do this.
Yeah.
I would cut it up into clips and just put it on Instagram and stuff and see what.
I put clips on Instagram and they quickly get taken down.
Oh,
Or
wow.
People are mad. People are like, I can't believe that you're doing this, or like, I can't believe Seinfeld did this. People, so people, even if like, and it's
People
like,
think it's real.
it's very crudely done, right? Because I can't change the lip sync.
People are
Right.
so
So with
fucking dumb.
animation, you can put whatever's roughly fits, and
Yeah.
the mouths are not that accurate that you can it actually looks quite good.
Okay.
But with the Seinfeld one, obviously they're saying completely different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I've done this before. I did like a fake version of Russell Brand's apology video.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And I put it up, and like some people are like, oh, I can't believe he's saying these things. I can't believe he's talking about like, oh, I'm sorry, I touched that woman's wobbly jubblies or whatever. Which obviously is not. It's not. I made him say that.
Yeah.
But the mouth doesn't sync at all. People are just
So dumb.
not
we
paying
did it.
attention.
It's got to be boomers though. Like it's got to be.
No, these
No.
were like
No?
On the priest
millennials.
thing, with the pre-sketch we did, people
Yeah.
thought they were like, you guys know what Smash means, right?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
they thought it was serious. They thought that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking. Yeah, it's fucking insane. Like, but like I saw an AI thing today. Someone like this photo was going around of like Leonardo DiCaprio on his boat with Greta Thunberg.
Yeah.
But someone had like deep faked Greta Thunberg, and it was actually Leonardo DiCaprio's niece.
Nice.
Yeah, but if I saw them on a boat together, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. They both love the environment, you know. They wouldn't be having sex; they'd be discussing how they're going to tackle climate change. You know.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's,
yeah,
Well, she's got another 5 years to be his girlfriend as well.
exactly. Yeah, the TikTok,
'Cause she's
both on
20.
the climate and her youthfulness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
But
old
yeah,
is she now?
She's
21.
like 21.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, but when you bring her up on stage, not literally, but when you mention her,
You raise her
yeah,
in the
yeah.
spotlight.
What do you think
Welcome
of
to the
this
stage,
retard?
Greta Thunberg.
But in everyone's mind, she's still 12.
Yeah.
So when you do a joke about her, they're like, "Oh, she's a child." It's like, no, she's not. She has autism. She doesn't have fucking Benjamin Button
She still looks quite. She's still got a baby face.
She's got a baby face.
But
yes.
I remember you were saying that her main thing is her kink for being manhandled by
publicly humiliated.
Yeah, by men. And I saw it. There's a clip of her being arrested by like the German police.
Yeah,
and she's fucking loving it.
Oh,
she's
she
like,
loves
they
it.
lift her up, and like some people were saying like, oh, this is all staged. Like they agreed to remove her, so they just like it wasn't even that violent because they just agreed. She agreed to come, but they wanted to film her being lifted away. Yeah, but no, she's like seems to be very happy to be lifted up by two burly men and chucked in a van.
Yeah, I might start doing that. just
climate protester. Yeah.
What, getting arrested?
Well, yeah, just become like a Just Stop Oil.
But you like
and then they're gonna drill for oil.
You like twinks, right? So they're.
I was gonna say you need like 8 twinks to beat you up.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, need to go somewhere where the army is exclusively young men.
Italy are the hottest army, and like all the police branches have got different fancy uniforms.
Right.
The Italian police and like military, they.
I think Hamas is the hottest.
You think Hamas has the best uniform?
Yeah. Yeah,
it seems great. Like there's a lot of.
Yeah, it's Mufti Day.
Yeah, you're not. It's like
you
you're.
don't have to wear a uniform.
It's like pajamas, isn't it?
Do they call it that here, Mufti?
Mufti Day? No.
Oh, you know what it means though?
It's non-uniform.
Yeah.
We used to have that in school and non-uniform day, and like the stress of picking clothes so that like you wouldn't get bullied.
Well, I imagine you had like a potato Hessian sack.
Yes,
like, I feel like that's
did,
what
you. Yeah, just a potato.
Which sack do I wear today, Mum?
yeah. No, our school uniform was a sack. Yeah.
And then you went home and wore one as well.
Yeah, on my forehead. Yeah. I put my dad's sack in my mouth. But well, they're telling you, my brother was with my dad. He's probably listened to this. My brother was with my dad the other night. My dad was drunk. And he said to he said to my brother, he was like, have you been listening to Rob's podcast?
Oh no.
And my brother was like, yeah, I listen every week, yeah. And he was like, Dad, he warns you not to listen to it. And he was like, I know. But he was like, I listened to the episode where he got a hand job in that parlour, and he's like, to have to listen to it. And my brother's like, you didn't have to listen.
Yeah.
He's talking as if someone had him at gunpoint. Like, you have to listen to this. He's like, to hear your son, talk about getting a hand job from an Eastern European immigrant is just. And my brother's like, yeah, he told you not to listen to it. So, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it just makes. I think he signed up to the Patreon. I was like, don't listen to the Patreon, whatever you do.
He's trying to be supportive. It's a good
He's trying to be supportive, yes. It's so funny how, like, I have friends who it's so in the opposite direction. Like Abby, who was on last week, like, her parents couldn't give a fuck that she's doing comedy, or they show no interest in what she's. Even Mike Rice, like, his parents don't fucking. And then it's like the opposite end is where my dad wants to listen to me.
Aren't they worried that she might like bring shame to the family or something? Like,
yeah,
they're trying to get her married off, so that's not going to help.
Yeah, no, that's not. Yeah, I'm probably very fortunate that I don't have Indian parents. Yeah.
You don't. Okay.
That I don't. Yeah. But with the 9/11 thing, sorry to go back, but I don't know if I've told this story before. But my cousin was in New York at the time during 9/11, and he worked nights, so he'd sleep during the day. And he lived quite near the World Trade Center, and he slept through the whole thing. The entirety of 9/11.
Oh no!
And then he woke up at like whatever in the evening to go to work or whatever, and like his housemates were just like in the house, like just in shock, like, and he had to go out and they're like, "Oh, what's going on?"
What's this? He's like, "What's this mess?"
Yeah. Fucking someone's got a Hoover. What the fuck's going on? Yeah, we saw now.
He's been smoking in the house. Oh no, it's the ashes of.
Yes.
Right,
yeah. But like, how do you even? Like break that, like there's no way, like it's like, oh, it's weird that it's snowing and it's like the middle of September and it's snowing. It's very odd, like, but and they had to be like, well, yeah, 2 planes hit the fucking, and I'm sure he was like, fuck off.
Yeah
Pull the other one. And
when I saw it happen, I was working in like a financial services thing in like a skyscraper, not in New York but in London. But the first one, obviously, all the markets were going crazy because all these people, there were like traders there who like following all the news and stuff. Yeah. And then so they put up the TV news, and we saw the second one going live. Wow. Right. and everyone was like, "Oh, what's going on?"
Yeah, what shares do we sell?
Oh, dear.
That.
Was there people like, how can we capitalize on
yeah,
this financially?
I assume that was their job, right? I think maybe the markets got frozen at some point, but there were like people like, "Oh my god, there must have been what a weird coincidence." Like, no, it's obviously terrorism. Come on, it puts it together. Yeah. And then we're like in this building, and of course we didn't know how many other planes. Because there was 2 other planes roaming around. Well, eventually came to Earth, but like for all we knew, there could have been one hijacked from Heathrow or something. Yeah, that was heading towards us. Yeah. So
did they evacuate the?
I think eventually they were like, just go home early. Like it's a holiday. You know, it's a bank holiday.
Yeah. Like as someone who hates work.
Yeah, I would have loved.
I would have loved it to be in the World Trade Center and the plane fucking. People are dying. Like, oh no!
Oh, you're like packing your bag as the debris is still falling. You're
I would have been like with the painted thing. I would have been like, get the rest of the day off. Like, you know what I mean?
Like, for sure. 100%.
I would have been so happy.
And there's something good to watch on TV when you get home.
Yeah,
too.
and you're not going to be in work for at least forever.
Yeah, I bet there was pretty someone like that.
When do you think it's going to be fixed?
Yeah.
There's probably someone in Tower 1, whichever one wasn't here. Who's like, oh great, I get to go home, and then it's like as they're going down, the other plane comes in. Like,
you're going home, all right?
Instant karma, yeah.
You're going to the promised land. Yeah, but like I would have been like, you know, it's so funny, like the idea of calling your boss, just like I presume we're not in work tomorrow. You know what I mean? And your boss is dead, so it doesn't even matter. But yeah, because remember you saying that, and I was gonna say this when we first brought up 9/11, that you said that you were around when there's the 7/7 attack, wasn't there?
Oh yeah, I lived in London for that. Yeah. Day off work, brilliant.
Yeah.
7/7 was like a tube bombing. So these like Al Qaeda suicide bombers who were like mad about the Iraq War or whatever.
They were mad about TFL.
Which line was it? Which station?
A bunch. Like there were like multiple of them.
Oh, I don't know. Had you know
I think I did hear about it, but I didn't really. I think it was before my.
I was supposed to be on the Northern Line. Like I almost died. Like, I was late for work, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But they sent a bunch of people. And one of them blew up a bus. Yeah. Because apparently his bomb.
He was late to the tube. So
yeah.
Well, his tube was cancelled. He had to get the bus.
No. A bus will do, I guess.
He was like, oh yeah, why will the tube stop running all of a sudden? No, he was like, it was all timed to be kind of simultaneous.
Yeah.
But this guy's bomb, the batteries ran out. Like the detonator needed like AAs. So he had to like nip into a newsagent to buy.
Are you serious?
To re-up his battery for his improvised flour and ammonia bomb device.
Yeah.
And then the tubes are all closed, so it's like, oh well, just do a bus then, I guess.
Really? Yeah.
That's why they did one bus.
Wow, a bit of variety, spice things up.
I mean, it made it scary. Yeah, do a bus and then like a McDonald's.
Easy just gets a taxi.
Yeah. Just get some of those tuk-tuks.
Does anyone want to get this taxi with me? I need a.
I get some of those tuk-tuks in Covent Garden. I've been thinking of doing that myself.
It's raining, man. Hallelujah.
It's raining, man. I've considered doing that myself.
Just blowing up a bus?
Creating a bomb and then getting on one of those tuk-tuks in Covent Garden.
Because they're so annoying.
Oh yeah, and just detonate. Yeah. Wait till it's pulling into where all the other tuk-tuks are and just fucking blow them all out. Like fucking hate every single one of them.
And like pink fluff would be raining down.
Oh yeah.
Prosecco.
Yeah, and also kill the people that are in them because they're all terrible people.
Yeah,
all Essex fucking, all I want for Christmas. One of them was playing that on the anyway, I'm getting wound up now. But
have you seen the pedalo thing where like a group of 20 idiots can all pedal this huge device?
Yeah.
And it's literally called like the pedo bus or something. Like I saw when I passed, I thought, oh yeah, if I just get a clip of it and I'll be like, I can't believe these pedos are being so open about what they're doing.
Yeah.
But
the pedo bus.
But it's called like something like pedo mate.
Pedometer or something like that. But what I was gonna say is that this is what the 7/7 thing was, is that because we were talking about 9/11 and how like maybe things like joking about it. Were you probably weren't doing stand up then, were you?
No, that was a long time ago.
But I was curious, like when you're saying about, like when were people how long do people wait to joke about 9/11? And I was wondering like how long do people wait to joke about 7/7 in London? You know what I mean?
I remember.
You never hear jokes about it.
There was one brave guy.
Yeah, you don't hear jokes about
7/7 doesn't have a ring to it. It's like neither does January.
7/7 has a good ring to it.
It's too close to 7-Eleven.
9/11.
You got 9/11, you got 7/7, and you got 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
And the danger is people think you're making some kind of joke about
My favorite
grocery
is
store
7-Eleven.
workers.
Yeah.
7-Eleven, yeah. But yeah, I think people have just forgotten about it because it happened underground. It's not spectacular. There's no footage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was their mistake.
There's no footage.
They should have done buses.
There's no footage.
Yeah,
So
that is a huge. That
There's
was a
the picture of the
huge
bus.
PR
That's
mistake to not
get it on tape.
You got to have a good. You got to do the shot.
And
Well,
then you got to clip it up and post it on Instagram.
Well,
and-
there wasn't Wi-Fi on the tube in those days, right?
Crowd work.
Nowadays, you're live streaming, and then you
Yeah.
got another guy doing you send a drone after you to get good coverage.
Yeah.
It's important to keep
To document
keep posting
and it's
atrocities.
a nice keep.
Well, Hamas, they all had GoPros when they were paragliding into the
music
Israeli
festival.
the festival in the villages.
Yeah.
There's loads
what
of
date
footage
was
that
that
they
again?
shot
October 7th.
October 7th.
Okay, see,
7,
I always
10.
On the last pod,
that doesn't have any ring to it at all.
On the last
Yeah.
on the last pod, you were talking about January 7th.
Yeah, I
At
thought
one
I fucked
point,
it up.
it's like,
yeah.
that's when Hamas
It was January
tried
6th,
to become
which
the
is
government.
storming the Capitol.
Is that
yeah,
right?
Yeah, but it's there's too many dates. But yeah, they were literally had GoPros on.
Yeah.
And there's GoPro footage of where the guy who's got the camera is shot and dies. You can hear him kind of gradually bleeding out.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I guess the plan was they'd get back to Gaza and then they put it on Insta.
Yeah. On the
story.
To get a following.
Close friend story, not too-
and share, and I just love the idea of them paragliding into the music fest, and they're like, "Oh fuck, I love this song."
yeah.
Or just
circling for a while to wait for the set.
the
of the
song
band
to
they love.
end. Yeah, we don't want to ruin this. But then also one of the guys from Hamas offers to do it because he knows one of the acts that's on the lineup for the music festival. He's like, "Oh yeah, can I do that? I really wanted to see fucking DJ Jew or whoever was."
I mean, that's the ultimate backstage pass. Is just you paraglide in with an AK-47 and you can go wherever you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Briefly.
They should. Yeah, I wonder if I don't know who was performing at that festival. I don't think it was anyone.
It was like an EDM trance music festival. I don't think it was
Trance.
Radiohead.
Yeah,
It was trance.
Coldplay.
But see, my thing with Hamas, right, is I think they made a mistake there because obviously it's really bad they're oppressed and they're behind this wall. Israel's keeping them penned in, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then they got out of the wall and they do this horrible stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think what they should have done is they should have just paraglided into these villages and just done something nice. Mowed the lawn, helped an old Jewish lady across the road.
Yeah.
Maybe set up a falafel stand.
Yeah.
And that would undermine the case for the wall.
Yeah.
Right? But now what they've done is now we see kind of why you need the wall because when they get out, they start killing everyone.
Right.
So I think they'd done that, then they'd have, got a state by now.
What, they just got and they're just dropping falafel from the
Just
sky?
dropping, presents.
But now that's ruined paragliding for anyone in that area.
I mean, presumably anybody who paraglides anywhere close now is probably going to be
presumed to be Hamas.
I guess.
Did some of them kite surfing? Or did I did I imagine
they had water
that?
skis, they had jet skis.
Yeah, I love it that they tried it.
There's a tuk-tuk, which was
a tuk-tuk guy all the way from Covent Garden.
Yeah.
And
One
some
guy
of
had to get a bus because he
it was weird. It was
he
pink
missed the
and
plane.
it was pink and fluffy, which is you wouldn't think was on brand for Hamas.
Yeah.
The other thing is Queers for Palestine. You see that a lot,
Yeah.
but you never get Hamas says trans rights now.
Yeah.
They're ungrateful, right? They get a lot of support from your community.
Yeah.
But they don't.
Don't
get
lump me in with them. No, I'm joking.
You're LGBTQ plus, whether you like it or not.
I am.
But you never get Hamas never signed a letter condemning J.K. Rowling. That's the least they could do, right?
What, to drum up, because to be okay, you guys are supporting.
Yeah,
us,
the trans people love Palestine, but Hamas, where's the love?
Yeah, I was
Wrong
talking to.
way.
Yeah, Where's the Love? The Black Eyed Peas song. Where's the Love? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's Get Retarded is the only one I know.
Oh, great song.
I tried to listen to that the other day. They it says "Let's Get Retarded" on the
It's
song
Let's
name,
Get It Started.
but then it's "Let's Get It Started." I'm like, but you put the word there already. Just give me the good version.
You can get the good version, but you have to buy an EP from Apple Music.
You have to donate money to Down Syndrome UK or something.
Maybe it's a reparations thing.
Yeah.
But it's hard to find the original, the good version.
Yeah.
But it is out there. You can.
Of course,
you can
it's
get it.
out there.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't
I mean,
imagine
it is
scrubbed.
insane that that was a huge, like, let's get retarded.
The best version is
great.
there's a video of them doing it live at a massive festival.
Really, yeah?
Of course, yeah, because it was their big hit.
The audience is all retards. Yeah.
They
weren't when they walked in.
It's the Scopapalooza.
Yeah. What does that even mean, like, let's get retarded?
Well, let's go crazy.
The song explains. It's like, let's act in a crazy and foolish manner.
I love how it opens with like, let's get retarded. Like they do in here.
He explains very clearly, in this context, there's no disrespect. Right, so
does he? Does he set it up?
He says in this context, it's like he's already trying to.
There's no
disrespect.
No disrespect.
He said we're not talking about retarded people. We're talking about let's act
crazy,
like we have a mental.
Did
disability.
people use that as a term for going to act crazy?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think they were taking poetic license.
But
they may have been the first to do it, but someone's...
You see, there's this video of them at the concert. The audience just everyone's totally fine with it. They're having a great time.
Because this is like, what, 2006, 2007?
Yeah, probably, maybe even earlier than that.
Earlier than that, yeah. But like the idea of like, let's get retarded. Like if you just take it literally, you're at a party, like, okay guys, let's get retarded. Like let's all act retarded.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like let's all just start.
You start drinking bleach,
eating pennies, and fucking.
Well, there's a film.
Petting the dogs too hard, and. All right, guys, that was Ben Henley. Go follow Ben on Instagram at Sorry I Said Those Things, and also check out his YouTube for the aforementioned Seinfeld 9/11 thing, and there's also some other funny stuff on there. If you'd like to support the Patreon, the podcast, you can go over to the Patreon and subscribe for £3. That would be greatly appreciated. If not, you can support the podcast by just telling people about it. I would be very, very grateful if you would do that. And yeah, that's it for this week. Yeah, thanks for listening. I'll see you next week. All right, bye.